Indeed, yes. The newest club in the Premier League. The first time that Brentford will be in the top flight since 1947. So that's quite a while ago. Darren, you know what it's like to be in a playoff campaign as a player. The highs and lows of it all. And as we heard there with Sam Matterface, that was Brentford's 10th attempt of going up in the playoffs. Never have achieved it before in any level of playoffs. So you could understand the sort of the trepidation of why we went into it thinking it won't happen, because it never does with Brentford. But it turned out all right in the end. It turned out all right.
It certainly did. I mean, you look at last season, for instance, where all you needed, I think, was it Barnsley, the game where all you had to do was win.
2 games. Stoke, we lost to them. Then there was Barnsley on the final game of the season. And at one point we were going up because the results were going our way in that final game of the season, and we still
You'd
lost.
have to say, after that last season, you go, oh no, it's not going to happen again. But to be fair to them, they picked themselves up. I mean, there was that stat going around that no team had lost back-to-back. I think I even told you that. No team had lost back-to-back games at Wembley. So,
but I said to you, but Brentford will be the first.
It's the first one to do it. But no, listen, they were brilliant. Thomas Frank, I think, deserves a lot of credit to pick up Brentford from last season, because sometimes you get that hangover. You then lose 2 of your best players in terms of Ben Rama goes to West Ham, Ollie Watkins goes to Aston Villa. But obviously, it was a masterstroke, because obviously the rumours are that he called Ivan Toney straight away after that playoff final last season, saying he wanted to come to bring him in. Yeah. And it's worked. They've done very, very well. I think they look better this year, more balanced this year, Brentford, than they did last year. And as I said, he deserves a lot of credit, because that championship season is a long slog. It chops and changes, it turns. You can have a great run, then all of a sudden you don't win games and you find yourself back out the playoffs. But ultimately they've done it. They've had one of the best players in the championship in Ivan Toney. So it's positive now. You haven't got to worry about losing him, because that might be would have been a fear. If you don't go up, Ivan Toney, someone would go and buy him, because there seems to be this kind of merry-go-round. Everyone's looking for centre forwards. So listen, it's all positive for Brentford, and again, for you, congratulations.
Do you know what? It was such an emotional day for my family. I was there with my dad and my brother. We were very fortunate to be one of the very few that got tickets. And at the full-time whistle, you know, it was, as I say, because we've never experienced a playoff win, it was so bizarre. We didn't know how to behave in a way. And I remember just looking over at my dad, who was sat in his seat. He's 82, bless him, so he can't get up as quickly as everybody. And he was just crying. He had just raw emotion. And then obviously I gave him a massive hug, and it was just, again, he just blubbed again. And it was just because he said, I just can't believe it. I never expected this. I know it was always the plan, the dream from our owner, Matthew Benham, but to actually achieve it and to achieve it in the manner that we did in the playoff final, it's dreamland, really.
I know you lost in the playoffs last season, and you've won the playoff this year. But when you look at Brentford as a whole, the last 2 seasons, it would have been a travesty for them not to go up, at least, because last season they were one of the best teams in the division. I thought, ultimately, when it really counted at the very end, they faltered. Yeah. And then again this season as well. I know Norwich were the best team. I think they completely waltzed it this year. Yeah. But I think you guys were probably better than Watford, although Watford got the job done. They managed to hold on to a lot of their players, Watford as well, that came down from the Premier League. But as I said, for Brentford now, it would have been a travesty that they didn't go up, because I really enjoyed watching them, certainly the last couple of seasons anyway. Yeah,
it's funny because Thomas Frank said that about over the last 2 seasons, over the course of the 2 seasons, Brentford deserve to be going up. But and I said it beforehand as well. I thought, we do deserve to go up, but you don't win anything because you deserve it. You have to do it on the day, and obviously they did do it on the day. But I've been a Brentford fan for a very long time. I've been in League Two, where unfortunately we had Terry Butcher as our manager for a short spell, and things weren't going very well, and we were all quite worried that we might even get relegated from League Two. So to go from that to now under the ownership of Matthew Benham, who is a Brentford fan, it's not a little toy for him. This is something that is a passion of his. And he has achieved that dream. It's quite incredible.
I've got a question for you. Well, now, we know, obviously, I'm going to be honest, I never enjoyed playing at Griffiths Park. Never.
No?
Right? No.
Just what?
Changing rooms, horrible.
The away changing rooms were never pleasant.
Horrible.
Yeah.
But now you've got this new fancy brand new stadium. Yeah. Do you think that will benefit you guys next season? Or do you think if you'd have stayed at Griffith Park, and obviously Premier League teams go in there, it was a tough place to go, but it was quite intimidating, quite hostile. Yeah. Do you think that will benefit you guys, or do you think now this brand new stadium, every team goes there, they can just play?
Well, now we've had a season there. That's good for us, because we've kind of become accustomed to it a little bit. Going back onto that Bournemouth second leg, the atmosphere that was created from 4,000 fans was electric. Yeah. And I think that's only going to obviously double because of the more fans that will be in there. And I think we can make it into a little bit of a fortress. Yeah. But yes, there is a part of me that thinks, oh no, I like the old changing room for the away team where you couldn't even close the toilet door from what I gather.
No, it was so tight in there as well. So tight.
I know. So yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. It's a very fair point because the new stadium is all singing and dancing.
Looks
all
lovely.
that. Yeah.
Looks
and it is
lovely.
great. It is great. But I don't know. I think we can try as fans to make it as intimidating as we can. That's
You're optimistic for next year?
Do you know what? I don't know. I think we'll have to bring in a few players. Obviously, we've got to strengthen. I imagine they want to bring in a winger, maybe another midfielder, perhaps even another forward option. Defensively, we may have to strengthen. So there's going to be at least five. I imagine 5 or 6 players they might have to bring in. I mean, yeah, this is not something that we're just going to go into and think, oh, we just want one season in the Premier League.
Of course, you want to stay there.
It's going to be tough, though. It's going to be really tough. But do you know what? I can't get my head around. I can't get my head around the fact that Brentford, when you do your fantasy football league teams, you can pick a Brentford player. I'm not sure many will, but they might certainly if they just to fill in the 100 million that they've spent. There's things like that I just can't get my head around. That's just going to be, next season. Weird.
You've got to say well played to them down at Brentford, as you said. They're building this module season upon season upon season. The new stadium. Well played.
Thank you. I'm so excited. It's, June the 16th is when the Premier League fixtures come out as well.
What you get? Man City first game, Chelsea next game.
I know. Then it gets a bit scary. Then we start thinking,
Arsenal,
what we're doing.
third.
What we're doing here. This is not comfortable.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.